Hi there, I'm Jeff Kleinman, Editor-in-Chief of Project NOSH and BevNet, back here in the Livestream Lounge for our last Livestream Lounge segment of the day. I'm here with Lauren Ivison of Rangelight Capital and Molly Williams of 2X Consumer Partners. I've introduced you, but tell us a little bit about the funds that you guys work with and what you're trying to do here today.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Jeff. We are a relatively new fund based out of Boulder, Colorado. Mm-hmm. We're a $50 million fund. We invest all of our own capital, so we essentially have a single LP and are looking to make investments of $2 to $10 million in growing companies, not only in food, but also in active lifestyle and healthy living generally.
Okay, so everything from food to supplements to
might include natural products. Yeah, natural products. Our first
to those
investment,
things you wear, the clothes.
Yeah, it might include apparel at some point if there's something interesting about the model that they're doing it. You know, our first investment was in a company called The Pros Closet, which is based in Boulder, and it's the largest online retailer for previously owned bikes and bike parts.
Oh,
so that's
cool.
where we've started.
All right, and 2X Consumer Products?
2X, yeah. So we're, like Lauren, we're very similar. We're focused on early stage emerging consumer products brands. So that's everything from food and beverage, which is great to be here today. We'll look at pet, we'll look at supplements, we'll look at personal care products. Anything that's kind of, you can see it, feel it, touch it, you can find it in a Target. That's what we're interested in, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, is there any area that when you come to an event like this, because let's face it, it is an event.
Hey, hats off to you guys for putting this together. I've been very impressed.
It's
very
a
impressed. It's an event.
No, it's great. It's great to have y'all here, and it's there's a lot of talk about investment, and then there's a lot of talk about brand building, and there's this dichotomy. And I guess the question is, do you think that entrepreneurs worry about attracting investors too much, and investors are hunting for entrepreneurs too much?
Meaning, is it distracting from the event?
No, from the from building companies.
Industry overall. It's a tricky balance. I think certainly we've talked about it at our fund. We've been fortunate to have been around for a little bit longer than some of these groups that are what feels like are popping up more and more increasingly. But in our opinion, I think what's happening is it's that smarter people are coming to the industry, and that's both on the investor side as well as from the entrepreneur side. And more money, more people, it's going to make the ecosystem stronger overall. So we view it as a positive. And yes, does that mean more competition to find brands that are out there? Sure, but our approach to an investment is not just an investment, it's a partnership. So they have every right to choose us as much as we need to find them. So that's how we've tried to, and that's all about relationships, and that's no different than any industry, quite frankly. So we see it as a good thing that there's more smart people out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we'd second that. I mean, quite frankly, we're one of those newer groups.
Yeah.
So we just see so much momentum in this industry, and I think it's just a credit to everyone who's been building these companies for so long that it has attracted so much capital. And to go off of what Molly said, I mean, we're also looking to build long-term partnerships, and so it's as much about a match and the right people and the right team as it is about, hunting the right opportunity.
Certainly. Now, we heard a lot about financial plans about an hour ago, and I wonder, are there any different ways that you guys do your look at these cash flow sheets that are sort of different from what we heard?
I mean, I don't know that there's a sort of creative way to look at financial statements. I think we're all looking for
I think
strong.
I think recent events in the public sphere might be counter to that, but
true. There are some creative approaches. We are hopefully not taking creative
not Norway, nor have we, nor will we.
Strong fundamentals, strong gross margin.
Couldn't make it through the day without one.
It's growth and margin for us. I mean, beyond that, Carol made the great point. Yes, you're funding, quote unquote, what is a loss, but it's not a loss. It's an investment, and it's an investment in the team, and it's an investment in the marketing strategy, and we feel that there will be a return on the investment. So therefore, we're comfortable with those kinds of structures.
Yeah.
Super.
And I think, as much as anything, I think this is true for 2X as well. We're investing in teams and people.
Yeah.
So we need those strong fundamentals. We need to look at the financial statements in order to feel comfortable where they're going. And that also extends to looking at the market data, understanding what's happening, what the trends are in each of these categories. But we really are looking for the right people who can drive this business forward.
If you could pick any company or any sector or any, I guess, category of the food business to find a great team, what would you guys want to invest in? What product class?
Just anything, team aside, if we had the team.
You know the team's in place. You've got a financially sound company. What's the most intriguing part of the food business? Just either on a personal or professional level for you guys.
It's a tough one. There's so much out there. I know at 2X, the way we kind of approach any new investment is find an opportunity where there's an opportunity to disrupt. And I think that's been a theme here that we've seen. So one of our portfolios, similar to a Kite Hill, we're in a Flex Milk, a non-dairy food and beverage platform business. And we feel very strongly about that plant-based, non-dairy movement. And we've got one hell of a team behind it that's really doing some great stuff for us. So we've been excited about that. Personally, what do I like? I like to cook. Lately, I keep hearing the word fats, wholesome fats, good fats, better for you fats. I think Epic's done some really cool stuff on the duck fats and some of those types of products that I've really liked. I think that's been a fun category that will be fun to watch. Whether that's going to stick around for a long time, I'm not the one to answer that question, but I think there's opportunity there to see if the word fat can become more mainstream vocabulary like the word protein has. So we'll see.
Yeah. We are also really bullish on plant-based. I mean, I think we're echoing everybody here at this conference. I think there's so much happening there. So we're
That's
really
sort of Impossible Foods.
Yeah, I mean, I
Beyond
think
Meat,
there are more and less compelling varieties of plant-based foods. I think to me, I'm interested in a really big market opportunity, so I want to find something that's really appealing to a mainstream buyer. I personally eat both meat and dairy, but I also really like having those options out there, so I want something that's going to do well in conventional as well as natural, that's going to go beyond your vegan and vegetarian buyers, and something that's going to have mass appeal where my parents would try it or my grandparents would even try it.
Getting the grandparents on board can be tough.
Yeah, well, taste is everything, right? I mean, I think that's when you get to does it taste good?
And habits. They are creatures of habit, truly, longer than I've been alive. So
I don't know if you guys have ever brought stuff home from these events for kids, but when I take stuff, I get a pretty unrealistic market segmentation because they're so reactive to certain cues. It's hard, I think, to know just from sampling what things are going to be like. But I wonder, what kind of consumer research do you like to see the brands doing?
I think that really depends on the stage of the company, right? I mean, if we're looking at consumer research, I can't remember who just said it, but early stage consumer research is essentially demos, right?
Yeah.
It's getting out there. It's oftentimes a CEO or a management team out there doing the demos in the very beginning before they really have widespread distribution. And that's the consumer feedback. It's what Brendan Sinnott was saying. It's sitting in the grocery store and watching consumers interact with your brand. So I think that's totally appropriate for a really early stage company. And I think as you get a little bit further along, you want to understand attitudes and usage. You want to know kind of from a much more scientific set how people are using it. But I do think that changes along the stage of the company.
It's amazing to think of the entrepreneur as stalker, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You mean out there watching everybody?
They wear every hat, though. That's what's great about them. And they're shameless in doing so.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I see we're out of time. So
Great.
thanks
you.
very much for joining us.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Really appreciate it.
Good luck with those.